welcome to Titanium and today I will be doing a how can you help yourself, others, and the world this week video. Alright, so for this I'll be using some concepts from Superconscious Education brought to us by Chris Duncan. I will also be using a deck I wrote myself, which I named the Action Oracle. And with that being said, I just want to mention that I'll be using the 9 orientations to divide this reading brought to us by Chris Duncan. And with that being said, my gorgeous triple tears, let's get into the cards and concepts. Alright, so the first group of individuals I'll be pulling for are my perfectionists, the individuals who intuitively know how things should be done in order for them to turn out great. So please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good who has a message for my perfectionists, please come forward and share. Please come forward and share how they can help themselves this week. Please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good who has a message for my perfectionists, please come forward and share how can they help themselves this week. Please, God, angels, and guides, and you got rewrite your story, affirmation wise. So what is it that you're telling yourself on a daily basis? Like, oh shoot, I did it again, or oh, I'm just so lucky, or things of that nature. Is there like a phrase you keep repeating yourself? Just be mindful of what it is you actually tell yourself, because what you tell yourself is going to have a very big impact on you, seeing as we are made up of 70% of water, and water is a very conductive element which conducts whatever emotion we carry through, which, by the way, is sent out by form of electricity through our emotions, our feelings, through our nervous system, and that electricity is very conductive in water, which means that it goes through and permeates through all our cells, and it is something that we feel throughout our entire body. So you best be mindful of that, alright? Super important. So now, how can my perfectionists help the world this week? Please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good who has a message for my perfectionists. Did I say world? I mean, how can they help others? Look for something new. Look for something new. Look for something new. Look for a new way of going about helping others is what I'm getting. Maybe your old way is passé date, like it's no longer relevant. Well, because passé date is French for is no longer relevant. Well, actually, it's French for it's expired. No. So please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good who has a message for my perfectionists, please come forward and share how they can help the world this week. Please, God, angels, and guides. And you got my voice just cracked. Are you dealing with a teenage boy? Anyway, I pulled rebuild. Rebuild what? So rebuild the world's something. Rebuild the world's perfection by your perfectionist perspective. So for this is going to mean something completely different for every single one of you. Some of you it's going to be health, others it's going to be environment, others it's going to be fashion, whatever. You know, just fit it where it applies is what I'm hearing. Well, is what I would naturally say, because that's what I've been saying for the longest bit of time. So now, on to my helpers, the individuals who intuitively know how to assist anyone in any situation at any given time. So please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good who has a message for my helpers, please come forward and share how they can help themselves this week. That is a big chunk. I will not take it, please. Angels and guides, anyone for the highest good who has a message for my helpers, please come forward and share how they can help themselves this week. And you got manifest. Manifest your desires. So that you can start building your confidence in manifesting what you want, because I feel like you're lacking that. And so if you want to help others, that is where you're going. That is where you feel your biggest calling, to help other people manifest. You have to first yourself manifest what it is you want for you. So that is what I'm getting. My helpers, for yourselves, manifest what you want. Not so you can brag, but so that you can best help others. So why am I don't know. So please, God, angels, and guides, and you got, how can you help the world eat out? Is there, do you have mice in your kitchen, or some form of insect? Because I have a bug flying in my kitchen at the moment. Do you, something that is going to be harmful for your health? I don't know. Maybe you might have just like I have no idea how eat out is relevant. I'm getting nothing intuitively, which makes me think that it's going to be different for every single one of you. So be mindful. And maybe some of you, to help others, you're going to have to take them out because they don't have enough to feed themselves. Or to help others feel more grounded, or feel more loved, or feel more supported, you need to take them out. Take them out for food or something. Now the next, how we can help the world, is be vulnerable. Be vulnerable with the world. Let them know what you've been through. I don't know, I'm getting an achiever. I'm getting achiever vibes with this. I feel like this achiever is mainly a helper, meaning that this achiever wants to assist everyone rise to their best potential, which to me would make me think that like, I feel like I'm talking to this one helper that has reached heights that no one else can reach. So if you want to help them reach your heights, I suggest you be vulnerable with them and to let them know that there is going to be ups and downs in this journey, and that is only to be expected. I hope the mic has not been too far from me up to this point. Anyway, so that was it for my helpers. Alright, so now on to my achievers, the individuals who can intuitively know how to set goals and go about achieving them one by one. So please, I'm going to take that. Please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good who has a message for my achievers, please come forward and share how they can help themselves this week. Please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good who has a message for my achievers, please come forward and share how they can help themselves. Drink up. Now this could be drink up liquid courage. Like, don't get drunk, just get slightly tipsy to get confident. I feel like there's something that is making you feel unconfident. Is that even a word? Like, I'm getting boss, not your boss. I feel like, if anything, you guys are your own bosses, but I feel like that, like, there's this one thing that you're having an issue with, and you can't get over this level, like to get to the next one. You definitely want to get to the next one, but you're having difficulty going up that scale. You don't know why. In that specific situation, drink a little, get tipsy, like a tad tipsy, just to gain confidence, but not enough to be drunk. That makes sense. Now that's gonna be for some of you. All right. Now, how can you help others dedicate this, something that you're doing to them. Dedicate something to their benefit, dedicate something to their improvement, dedicate something to their something or other. Yeah. It's going to be different for every single one of you. And how can you help the world? You can help the world by setting up. First word I got was boundary, but boundary limits ways to not fumble your support system, your actually I don't know, that's why I'm saying because I'm like, I don't know, I have no clue. It's going to differ for every single one of you, so take what resonates and leave the rest. All right, so now on to the individualists, the individuals who intuitively know how should I say this? Individualists are the ones who like to be the center of attention, who like to call attention to themselves, who know exactly what needs to be in the center of attention at any given moment, how to put it there, and how to keep it there for a long period of time. So please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good who has a message for my investigators, please come forward and share what they should expect for the coming week. Please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good who has a message for my individualists, please come forward and share. And we got bless. My individualists, bless yourself, or be like, God, please bless me, or I bless me. Well, that kind of sounds conceited, but please, God, bless me, for I need your assistance at this moment, is what I would say. How can you help, others? Second pink card, ground yourself. Make sure that you are not getting too ahead of yourself or too full of yourself, is what I'm getting. Now, how can you help the world? Flow with them. I feel like if you take the time to flow with them, instead of just imposing your way of doing stuff on them, I feel like they'll be more inclined to listen, is what I'm getting. So now on to my investigators, the individuals who intuitively know what to research, how to research it, and what are the modalities to use to research this, and so on and so forth. So please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good who has a message for my investigators, please come forward and share how they can help themselves this week. Please, God, angels, and guides. You can help yourself by dumbfounding yourself and surprising yourself, because from doing something slightly different than your usual. Yes. Well, I'm getting a little warm. So, how can you help others now? Be vulnerable. Okay, so I feel like you're dumbfounding and surprising yourself, and that is like surprising you. Well, of course it's surprising you. It's in the name, and that is surprising you to the extent where you're like, I can't believe it. I can't believe it, and you tell everybody about this. I feel like you can't believe it because this was God's work that created whatever this is that is surprising you, and you're like, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. What I did was I talked to God, and God just answered, and I can't believe it. I can't believe I actually got what I wanted. And then be vulnerable to others as to how you made that happen. But mainly it's going to be you listening to God and obeying His word. Well, I don't know what pronouns to use at this point. The energy's word, like the energy's promptings, what have you. Now, how can you help? That was the others. Okay, how can you help the world? Perceive. Okay, so perceive the fact that there was a change in you. Yeah. Dumbfound and surprise yourself. And once you dumbfound and surprise yourself, be vulnerable about that so that be vulnerable about your surprise so that you can perceive the actual value of it, or that so that others can perceive the value of what you have just shared with them. Okay? My investigators. Now on to my loyalists. The individuals who intuitively know what to stay loyal to, how to stay loyal to it, and so on and so forth. So please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good who has a message for my loyalists, please come forward and share. What should they expect for themselves this week? Please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good who has a message for my loyalists. How can they help themselves this week? Please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good who has a message for my loyalists. Please come forward and share how they can help themselves. And you got co-create with and collaborate. Have your egoic self co-create with and collaborate with your higher self. You know, or make sure that all parts of you are aligned and ready to work on the thing that needs to be worked upon, which is something that Chris Duncan talks about a lot. Making sure that all parts of you are on the same team and working together towards a common goal. Okay, so now how can my loyalists help others? So please, God, angels, and guides, and God, be patient and nurture. I feel like my loyalists, your usual sense of being with others is impatient and quick to judge, or at least impatient and frustrated. And this is just saying this week, do something different. Be patient and nurture them until they complete your task and see what happens. Am I talking to a teacher? Am I talking to a coach? Because I can tell you one thing, all right? My coach was so patient with me that it really made an impact. It had an impact on me so great that I actually give a training for an organization called Altago, which is a French organization here in Quebec that actually helps disabled individuals or helps people, professionals, best interact with people living with disabilities. So I do mention this in that speech a lot. This is a new thing that I've put in. The next speech I'll have on like in September, I'm gonna put this in because my coach had a very big impact on me, on opening my eyes on different levels, different aspects, which really assisted me in many different ways and coming into my own and discovering that what I thought was what I thought was what, okay, I'm trying to say this correctly. What I thought was the reality, it was not really reality or my reality, and it just gave me a whole new perspective on what I'm going through. That was interesting. So that's why I'm just like, are you a coach? Are you helping students? But that's why maybe the way you've done it up to this point has put like some type of fear or dedication to you. But what I can say is that different people are going to respond differently. So you're going to have to, some people are going to need that type of fear-based wanting to answer your prompts. There are other people that are like me who are more heart-based, who are a little more sensitive and so on, who have been through some stuff, who need a little more assuring, who need a little more like support, and a little more they need to have their confidence rebuilt, kind of. So maybe try diversifying your method of what's the word of like engaging your audience is what I'm getting. So now, how can you help the world, my gorgeous loyalists? And you got confide. Yes. Yeah. So confide in others. Maybe I'm talking to the same coach or coaches, my loyalists. Confide in them. Tell them what they've done, what they brought to your like understanding. I feel like if you just make it, I feel, a one-sided thing that you're giving them information, it's not going to be as pertinent. But if you give them that validation that what they gave you was as informative for you as it was for them, it will be such a beautiful like co-creation and a not just a co-creation and like a creation, but like that it's an exchange. It's not just for money. They'll feel like more invested because they felt like they brought something of value to you. So it's not just based on what the monetary value they bring you, but they actually bring you an extra way of helping you evolve as a coach. I feel like if you let them know that they actually have a way of like building you up or building up your character or your knowledge or whatever they do, it would be much more beneficial for you in the long run, because maybe right now it won't really give you much results, but I feel like by compound interest it will later on, which means slowly but surely it'll start adding up, and not only because it's adding up, like the compound is going to be on the sum total that that is going to be added onto. I hope that makes sense. So all in all, you're like gaining, not only you're gaining a lot more knowledge, and you're gaining a lot more following, because you are actually giving back to your community and making them feel like they are a big part of what you do, and you actually that they actually feed you and that you feed them. It's like reciprocal. I hope that makes sense. Sorry for the long-winded explanation. Sometimes I just need to, I need to like talk therapy. I need to get it out, but I don't actually have the words. So, so now on to my enthusiasts. A moment, please. Yes. Stop it. My enthusiasts. So please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good, who has a message for my enthusiasts. Now, the enthusiasts would be the individuals who intuitively know what to be enthusiastic about, how to be enthusiastic about it, how to get others enthusiastic about it as well, and so on and so forth. So please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good, who has a message for my enthusiasts. These are too many. I'm not taking them. Please come forward and share what they should expect for the coming week. Please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good. How can my enthusiasts help themselves? And you got follow your intuition. Yeah, sometimes apparently I can't read. Flow with your intuition. No, follow your intuition. Well, flow with your intuition is basically follow your intuition. Anyway, so flow with your intuition or follow your intuition. I feel like my enthusiasts, your intuition is telling you something of value. Follow it. It might be more beneficial than you think. I feel like saying Scotiabank. I don't know why. Isn't it? It's easier than you think. Scotiabank. I'm not sure. Now, how can you help others? Be loyal. Show them that you are there and that you are willing to stick it up. Well, to help them through, to also see it through with them, also be able to see them grow, see them expand, and so on and so forth. Now, how can you help the world? It's the end of the world as we know it. Not black coffees. Bare naked ladies. So, the enthusiast, wink, and bottom card. Wink and align with. So, my enthusiasts, I feel like you're going to get an intuitive download of what you should be aligned with, and that's when you should wink. I feel like that combination will be extremely magical for you. I don't know why I did that, but it is what it is. Okay, so that was for my enthusiasts. Now on to my protectors, the individuals who the individuals who intuitively know how to protect someone or something, how to keep it safe from others, why, and so on and so forth. Now, a card fell in regards to how you can help yourself manifest, but this card is different from the other manifest card because this one is specifically talking to you about what are your thoughts and beliefs about this subject. Think about how it makes you feel. Sorry, that's a ladybug banging itself against my light. Are you, because they say that when you're channeling or when you're doing a reading, everything that happens is basically significant in some way. So what I just saw was that you're trying to manifest something really, really, really hard, My protectors, see, like that ladybug which keeps banging itself against my light. Yeah. So you're really trying hard, but you're not actually thinking about the root of it all. Like, what are your thoughts about this? Are you thinking the right thoughts? Are you thinking about, what are you feeling when you're thinking these thoughts? Are you feeling bad? Are you feeling sad? Are you feeling mad? What is it? Because what you feel while you think of the thing that you want to manifest is what you're actually going to manifest. You're not going to manifest what you want. You're going to actually manifest what you're feeling about it. You know, and I feel like, because the universe gives you what you need at all times, not necessarily what you want, right? Sometimes you feel like you're not at the right place at the right time, but that's just your impression. But in actuality, you're always where you need to be. Always. No matter what. And if you're always where you need to be, then there's something you need to learn right then and there. And the quicker you learn it, the quicker you can move to the next level, is what I'm getting. So if you're stuck in this manifestation hellhole, or should I say manifestation limbo, because you're not actually manifesting what you want, think of what are your thoughts about and beliefs about the subject. Think about how it makes you feel, and try to like heighten how you actually feel. Okay, my protectors. Now, how can you help the world? You got work with. Well, work with the thing you want to protect. I feel like, are you dealing with a child and the child is like, no? Is that the terrible, is it the twos where they're like always no to everything? So is this child telling you no all the time because they don't feel like doing whatever it is? In which case, I would suggest that you work with the child. Try to understand try to understand it from their perspective. Why don't you want to do it? Or say it in a way that'll entice them to do it, you know, is what I'm getting. Now, how can you help the world? And I feel like that's going to help you, your siblings, or like, I feel like that might be your niece or nephew. And the fact that you are doing this is going to help your sister or brother, or your sister-in-law or brother-in-law. I don't know. So, this is how you can help the world. All right, my protectors, how can you help the world, is be satisfied. Be satisfied with what? My protectors, be satisfied with what? Alright, so you're helping the world, but what is it with the world? Be satisfied with what you've done. I feel like you haven't done enough because the world's not where you want it to be, my protectors. But I feel like you also need to understand that God gave us free will, like, for a specific reason, so that we can choose it for ourselves. That is what God gave us, that gift that God gave us of free will, of deciding when we're going to do something and when we want to finally be in alignment with it. So give people their freedom of choice. So just be satisfied with what you've done, because that's all that you can do. You have no control over what other people are doing. Confirmation with that ladybug banging the light. Anyway, so that was it for my protectors. Now on to my chameleons, the individuals who intuitively know what type of intuition to use in any given situation to get the best out of that said situation. Okay, so please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good, who has a message for my chameleons, please come forward and share how they can help themselves this week, please. God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good. And you got rebuild. Rebuild. Rebuild what? Rebuild yourself. Rebuild your confidence, because that's the first word that came to my mind. Rebuild something. Whatever. Rebuild something for yourself. Okay? And you hear the radio silence of that ladybug who's like, I'm chilling. I don't know why, but for some reason, the fact that it wasn't banging the light all of a sudden was like, huh, that's interesting. Well, would that be because my chameleons are gonna have to do this without the others looking? If that makes sense. Right, so now how can my chameleons help others? You got take it one day at a time. Divine time is at play here. So what is it that you're trying to create with others? If you're don't force them to create something. Just let it be. Let it go, and it'll take the time that it'll take. It might take years. Sorry about that. But it will take the time it takes. I feel like if you force it too quick, it's going to fizzle out real quick. So take it, just let it be. Now this might be something for right now, or this might resonate later on, or this might resonate right now. So please take it as it applies. Now, how can you help the world? My gorgeous chameleons, you got take into consideration. Take into consideration factors that you haven't taken into consideration up to this point, is what I'm getting. I feel like what you're trying to create with the world in mind is going to take a bit of consideration on your part. Okay? So, my gorgeous triple tears, this is all that I have for you guys this week. If you like this, and if you'd like me to go deeper into your specific situation, please contact me at the email in the box below, and it'll be my pleasure to assist. In that same box, you'll find a little description of this video and my price for private readings, as well as the email you can send donations to on PayPal if you feel so called. And with that being said, my gorgeous triple tears, I wish you guys all a very good week, and I'll see you next time, okay? Bye.